LinkedIn. So good morning. This is Coffee News Live with Gail Hanlon, your host and the publisher. So stay with us. Go grab your coffee or tea or whatever makes you feel cozy and comfortable, and stick with us. Thank you, Christine. You're awesome. This is what it looks like when you have your favorite cup of coffee. I turn off the microphone for the introduction so I don't get it replicated over and over and hear all this echoing. But nope, here we are. All right, I've got my coffee. I've got my coffee news. And if you don't have your paper copy of the coffee news, that's okay, because we're about to read it together. All right, I'm going to pause other things that are making sounds, and we are going to jump right into good morning, Elizabeth. Welcome to the show. And we have some fabulous guests with us today. And if you're watching the show, please let us know where you're watching from and where you love to pick up the coffee news, because that's important for us. We got an email request. We got a bunch of email requests. One in specific was from a patron at Monty's on Ontario Street to ask that the coffee news be available there. And so I went in, and they were happy to have it for their patrons. So now you can get it at Monty's on Ontario Street as well. The Legion, I'm trying to the Canadian Club in Thorold, they also requested it. So we have we're delivering there this week, because they have been missing it. And they left us a lovely voicemail saying how much they missed the coffee news in the Legion. So excellent, excellent. So now let's go on to reading our fabulous coffee news. Oh, why do I have feedback? Let's see why. There, let's do that. Okay. Okay. Now, why is that all the way over there? Just gonna check because it should be in the middle. Do. Maybe this. Okay. Elizabeth. I pick up the coffee news whenever I'm at Tim Hortons. I love coffee. Yes, I love coffee too. I never used to. I gotta say, I never used to love coffee as a kid. And so it was something that I appreciated as an adult. All righty. So now let me see. Where are we? Okay, I got to get this coffee news into the center of the screen. Yes, that's it. And this is for December 7th, of course, which, wow, we're so close to the end of 2020. How happy are you about that? Are you good to see the end of 2020? Or have you seen some positives from it? Let us know in the comments. So first off, a hassle-free holiday dinner is available for you, your family, or your staff because they do some wonderful things. Just go to stccoffeenews.com/online and you can click on this lovely picture of the turkey here or the pig out catering. They've got you covered. I can't read it again because I get hungry every time I read the ad. Okay. Our first story for Everybody's Talking is Bad Luck Chuck. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, U.S. is home of the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Did you even know? Did you know? It houses a large collection of those little figurines with the oversized heads that bob up and down. The dolls portray a huge variety of figures, such as sports heroes, emojis, and characters from movies. One of the newest bobbleheads is Bad Luck Chuck. Well, that's not something nice to be famous for, but a caricature of Charles Penn, who is a super fan of the Kansas City Chiefs football team. He is known to make the team lose if he attends games. Hopefully, those who buy a Bad Luck Chuck bobblehead will keep the figure at home. Now, is that not a, my claim to fame is, no. All right. And we have our lovely Darcy Richardson, who helps us with all of our real estate needs. And Pest Relief Operations, one of our newest partners. They will take care of all those nasty things in the home that you don't want anybody to see and you don't like living with. And if you have trouble seeing or reaching your feet, Great Lakes Home Foot Care will take care of you. Ange and her wonderful daughter will do what you need to take care of yourself. So our next story, Fast Flight. This one blew my mind. If you were on a certain British Airways flight from New York to London in early February 2020, you would have enjoyed a very quick trip indeed. Flight 122 had the help of a powerful jet stream that created a strong tailwind for the journey. The jet plane reached London in an amazing 4 hours and 56 minutes. On average, the flight takes 6 hours and 13 minutes. So passengers arrived at their destination much earlier than expected. The plane reached a speed of over 1,280 kilometers per hour, 800 miles per hour during the flight. Now, I've done that flight a lot of times because my family lived in Montreal and I went to school, boarding school on the Isle of Wight in England. So back and forth over that, I think I had over 100 hours of in-flight time by the time I was 10. So yeah, that I would have had less hours. I kind of like being in planes. I feel like I grew up in airports for some reason. All right. And of course, changing your quality of life is Chris Hamlin. And Anita at the Pampered Kitty and Pooch will take care of all your pet needs. And for your new car, head on out to Kia. Talk to Cam. He's the manager there. He's awesome. And he will, if you tell him about this, you will get $500 off your new car purchase. Just mentioned Coffee News. Our next story, we want to whip along here really quickly. Don't try it. At Pascual Bilbao, a tailoring shop in Bilbao, Spain, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, customers must pay 15 euros to try on the clothes. Owners Camino Azula, Pascal, and brother Carlos made the new rule because with 40 years of experience making custom clothing, they know people's measurements just by eyeing them. The skilled owners grew tired of people coming into the shop for advice, which would be a 2-hour consultation, and then buying clothes somewhere else. They are confident that their skills and their quality clothing will keep customers coming back despite the controversial fee. Would you do that? Well, I mean, I think those people should because they're taking their time to advise them, right? So I've got my Crime Stoppers coffee mug here, and we're going to have a special guest on today who's going to tell us more about Crime Stoppers. And my cinnamon stick. Love the large cinnamon sticks. Okay. Next. Of course, there's a blank spot, which there's another partner in there, 2 partners, which will pop up as soon as I go past them. And a mandarin orange cake recipe. If you have a recipe that you want to share with us, we would love to feature it in the paper. And we would, thank you and give you credit for the recipe. Please email it to us, send it to me, however way you want to. And our last, everybody's talking, but not the last fun of the day, priceless painting. If you're anything like Vladimir Mirchin, I'm just going to try my best, of Moscow, you'd better hold on to your childhood artwork. Now a journalist, Mirchin, decided to put a painting on the market that he created when he was just 6 years old. The surprise selling price is 140 million rubles. The picture portrays a man riding a horse, and the artist claims it reveals Soviet-era realities. Entitled Red Army Man on Horse, Mirchin found the picture during house cleaning. While not many buyers have come forth, the artist does intend to lower the price. So when you're checking online to see how much something is that you want, make sure you see what it's actually selling for, not just what people are asking for it. Tip. That's a tip for all of you people out there looking to do stuff. Now, what is really affordable is having one of our spaces in the Coffee News. One of these coveted little spots will get you out to all of you wonderful people who read the Coffee News religiously. And I do know this because we get such great comments, emails, phone messages, and handwritten letters. I love the handwritten letters that we get. It's so nice. Don't ever stop. It keeps me young and happy. And I love the mailman when he comes with letters from our readers. That's you. Okay, now we're gonna scroll right down here. Of course, Haven, the reason for this smile. This smile comes to you from. But first, before we get to our quotes, we're gonna interview our first guest. Smile, first guest, you're coming on. All right, our first guest is Christy Taylor Smith. I've got to see if I can. I'm hearing myself in the background there, so I'm going to mute myself and let you tell us who you are, what you do, and why you do it. You can't hear me because I turned off my mic. Oh, thank you.
I can see your lips moving, but no sound.
Okay, so you do social media. What does that mean? You can't hear me? Okay. You do social media. What does that mean? Who do you do social media for?
I do social media for small businesses, people who want to get their business out in front of their customers. And right now, a lot of people, more than usual, are spending time on social media. And so now's the time to be there if you weren't there before. And if you have no idea of what to do when you're there, then you call me.
So with the abundance of media platforms out there, social media platforms out there, how does one decide which, do they have to be on all of them, or should they just?
No. If the customer is or who your customer is, and then you find out which platform those customers are on. So each platform, like Facebook, will appeal to certain people, Instagram to another set of people. So once we find out who your ideal customer is, then we determine which platform you should be on.
That's brilliant. You can hear me still, right?
Yeah, barely, but you're there.
Okay. Okay. Well, anything else you want to, like, so what, any companies you work for? Like, what kind of, do you do any famous people? Do you do, tell us all.
Famous people? No, they haven't found me yet.
Oh,
Next check on the
their loss, gotta say. But you do something else that's really unique. You help people and business owners do social media themselves.
Yes.
And why is that important?
Well, because as much as I love partially yourself or whatever your time demands.
Does it take a lot of time?
you can go down the rabbit hole and be on social media forever. But if you have a plan and you stick to the plan, then you don't need to be on it. You can get in and do what you need and then get out and still maintain relationships with your customers.
I believe you have a special tool that you train people on.
I think Facebook scheduled things only it could repeat, and there's all kinds of neat little features that go along with it.
You know all the tricks of the trade.
I know quite a few of them. I'm sure there's some that I still need to learn, but I'm always updating. So, you know, there's always new something or other.
Professional development with technology is like a daily thing. So I appreciate everything you do, and so do all the businesses I know that use you. And I want to thank you for being on the show. And we're going to get back to the coffee news. If you have a favorite quote that you want to send us, I would love to feature it. So thank you for being with us, and take care and have a great day. We're going to go back to reading the coffee news, everybody. All right, here we go. Now, woohoo! Thank you, Christine. She is so brilliant. You have to contact her. Christine, make sure you go on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn and make sure that your contact information is in the comments so that people can reach you. Okay, so, aha. All right. Yeah, I tossed my phone over to somewhere else because I didn't want to take the time to find out what was causing the feedback. All right. We are into the quotable quotes. I'll walk where my own nature would be leading. It vexes me to choose another guide. Love that quote from Emily Bronte. Trust yourself. You've survived and exceeded every challenge that you've ever had. Remember that. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. William Shakespeare. Isn't that the truth? We kind of get overthinking things. Love these quotes. So many great ones. And I want to see yours. Drop your favorite quote into the comments and we'll read it online. So Santino, just getting those masks out to everybody who needs them. You can put your logo on them. Give him a call. And of course, Will Smith, our very own St. Catharines, Niagara region, Will Smith, who is a realtor who will help you get what you need when you need it. Agua Fresca, Henry and Millie, getting that purified water to everybody who needs it. And please support our advertisers. Like them on Facebook. If you use them, make sure you give them a recommendation. I'm not asking this for myself. I want to support local businesses, and I hope you do too. Local events now. What's happening? There aren't a lot of meet and greets and things like that, but there are still online events. So if you are hosting an online event and you want to publish it in the Coffee News, please don't hesitate to go onto our website under the What's Happening section and submit an event so that we can publish it for you and help get the word out. Most people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. Don't forget that when you're thinking about your finances. Chris Hanlon is here to help you with your free financial needs assessment. And let's see now. Progressive Residential, Mark, our handyman, and Emily, our cleaning person who knows everything. And of course, Honda at Claire's Cycle and Sports. Check them out. As always, they're in Fenwick. I'm going to go scrolling down and then scrolling up because it always bounces the words. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and let's see if I can do this without making everybody oh, what happened? I lost my little guy. There's my little guy. I got to scroll down and then back up again. And here's our trivia. I found it. It was hiding. It was hiding. Sometimes does that to me. Okay, let me jump back to the coffee news now. And I'm really, I am trying to figure out, because I should be seeing your comments and reactions through this platform. Ooh, and there's Christine giving us her information for do-it-yourself media training and scheduling or managed social media services. Please visit, and she gives us her contact information. So please check that out. Especially at this time of year, if you're trying to boost sales. And for January is going to be here really soon. You need to prepare for that slow time. So you need to get out there and be where people are looking. One of the places is the coffee news. Another place is social media. When the two combine, woo, power for your business. Okay, and fun for the readers because we're all each other's customers. Okay, so next, reading of the trivia. In the wonderful world of Oz, Wizard of Oz, what was the destination of Dorothy and her friends? What was the destination? Where did they have to go? If you know the answer, you know the deal. If you've been here before, if you're watching for the first time, if you think you know the answers, put it in the comments. And there is a prize. Our prizes are on average valued at around $100. So we've got some really excellent prizes. Now, who invented the elevator? Do you know? Put it in the comments. What type of wood is traditionally used in wine barrels? That should be an easy one from the wine country here. What type of, I did that one. Bird called a kookaburra is native to what country? Give it up in the comments. If you have heliophobia, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of if you have heliophobia? And this one's just an extra one just to have some fun. What's the chemical symbol for potassium? And we're going to jump to our next guest before we continue. And our next guest is Ernie Sibbett from Crime Stoppers. So I'm going to be bringing him up in right now. Hang on. Let's get you. Where'd you go, Ernie? Why can't I see you? Nope, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Here we go. I can see you. That's fine. I had the wrong thing. Hey, Ernie, how are you doing? Unspeakably marvelous.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Great.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so please go on and tell us who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
Well, I'm Ernie Sibbett. I'm the past chair of Crime Stoppers of Niagara, where we take tips to help solve crimes. And crimes haven't gone on with the COVID. They didn't lose any flow. We're still getting 3,000 tips a month. Now, that's a lot of tips, but you have to act on them and see if they're good or not. it goes from there, but that's how strong the program is. We do our best. Crimes come in. They ask you to wait 6 weeks, call back, takes time to investigate, and then they tell you whether or not you get a reward, which comes from Crime Stoppers, and we do the reward. So that's basically what we did. Now we were approached by people who wanted a way to help elder abuse, and so we formed an elder abuse program, which I am the chairman of for Crime Stoppers Niagara. And a matter of fact, we've been doing it now for 6 years, and I've received a prestigious award for from elder abuse. It's the Ontario Recognition Award, and it just shows you the hard work and diligence that we've been doing with our program, and that we are a major player in the area when it comes to elder abuse. So we're doing the best we can. Now, one thing I'd like to comment on is that Crime Stoppers Month is coming in January. We're going to have a major launch on the 5th that will be telecast live about things we're going to do in this area to be more proactive, to help the police in solving a lot of crimes and issues. We're also doing flag raisings at all the municipalities. Everyone has taken part in this. We do this. We're also, we received declarations from the cities for the work of Crime Stoppers and what they do. So this is an important time of the month for us, and we have many things coming up. One of the main things that we do is remember, there's no crime too big or too small. You see something, you call Crime Stoppers. It's really serious. And you might not know this, but it's illegal to bring turtles back from the United States. So if somebody brings a pet turtle back, if you turn them in, you'll get a reward.
Wow.
But that just shows you there's no crime too big or too small.
What's the number that people have to call, Ernie?
It's 1-800-222-TIPS. And
222 TIPS. I'm just going to put it up on the screen here. Okay, just give me a.
Anyway,
we're going to put this up here. There you go. For Crime Stoppers, there's the number. If anybody has some information. Now, Ernie, I have a question for you.
yes.
Has the nature of the illegal activities changed over COVID, or do you find they're the same?
It's absolutely the same. We're having a terrible problem with human trafficking. Being that we're in the corridor, coming right down to like through St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, coming all the way down from Toronto, we have a lot of illegal activities coming across the border. But human trafficking is huge.
And I understand that the average age of people who are being trafficked are around 22.
Well, they're as young as 14.
Yeah. But it's not just kids. It's young adults.
Also, yes, and it's not also all the sex trade either.
Right.
Like there's people being abused that are working for people, like people from outside the country are being forced to work for ungodly amounts of money because they got helped into the country, and this kind of thing. So it's a whole issue of what people are trafficked in. Like,
well, you know what, Ernie, I want to have you on the show again. I think you should be a regular segment for us to keep us updated on how we can help, what to watch for, that kind of thing. Because I know all of us would probably say, how do I know what to look for?
No, I would look forward to that, Gail. And the one thing you got to understand too is it's just not in Niagara. I was going to read a letter from the Prime Minister to all the Crime Stoppers, but I think we're running out of time here. So
Yeah.
but Crime Stoppers is all across Ontario, Canada, and around the world.
Awesome.
It's a huge organization.
All right, we will
And
do this again sometime. I do have to fly, but thank you
I'm like
so
the
much.
Energizing Bunny. I just keep going.
That's okay. That's one thing we have in common.
Yeah.
All right, Ernie, have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. All right. Thank you to Ernie Sibbett from Crime Stoppers for joining us. You see, I have my Crime Stoppers mug with me today. All righty. Well, let's head into our next parts here. Games. If you like games, if you like board games, what board games do you play with your kids and your family? Please drop a comment in so that you can share your favorite board games with us. All right. And of course, if you need help with any clutter in your home, I have my Julie's, Julie Stobie from Mind Over Clutter and Julie Dick from Stone Road Pharmacy. And of course, we will be looking for host families next year. Hopefully, we'll hopefully have people coming back into the country safely, the safest way possible. And Thumbtack Marketing, who also does web design and SEO. Now on to our next section of the coffee news. But first, I'm going to switch over to one of our fabulous guests who I'm so looking forward to chat with. And there, oh my word, there's a cutie pie. And hey, so this is Devon and his lovely, lovely wife. Introduce your wife. I'm going to mispronounce her name.
This is
Deandra. I knew I would mispronounce it. So yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, sweetie. I have a heart for babies and kids. I think you probably know I did a home daycare for 25 years, and I if I hear a child crying, my head spins around and I'm like, I can fix that. Well, so you and your family have a beautiful business. Tell us who you are. Well, you already have done that, Devon House, and what you do and why you do it. Go.
So we're a husband and wife duo. Our business is called Bespoke Design and Woodworking. Here's our.
Oh, that's so nice.
And we do custom charcuterie boards and I don't know, we have a bunch of random lines. We do a lot of custom work for people.
Live edge usable art
Yeah.
is what we call it.
Yeah. Do you have some to show us?
Yeah. I got to cover names up just because a lot of these are Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's the built-in handle.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And then, so when they go out, this is how they're packaged up.
Isn't that gorgeous?
You can't really make out the name anyway, so you don't have to cover the names up. But we do custom engraving on them.
Nice.
And right now we have a lot of black walnut, cherry, and maple.
Oh, I love cherry.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Black walnut's definitely our most.
That is stunning.
Really nice, eh?
Yeah. I love that one. And you do some unique things that people ask for too, right? You're pretty much
yeah, we do one-offs for mainly just for close friends and family.
Yeah.
Like we made a frame loom for a friend.
Nice.
Stuff like that. We're not really it's hard to because it's all one-offs.
And this time of year is great for the charcuterie boards. And so do you partner with caterers or anything like that?
Yeah. So in the event, she's been by and we've dealt with her. We're looking to gear up with her more so. And there's been interest from a few others and a few wineries. Biggest thing is just figuring out where to increase production so that we can actually facilitate. Because right now, just word of mouth is keeping us pretty booked.
So expansion. Sorry, go ahead, Deandra.
Facebook Marketplace and our Facebook page is pretty much where we've been getting all of our orders from, and it's been keeping us really busy, especially right now with the Christmas season.
Excellent. So make sure we put those connections links into the comments so that people can make you more busy.
Yeah.
You are a delightful couple. And what got you into doing these charcuterie boards?
Can they take it? I think it was mainly, we went to Myrtle Beach for March break. We drove down. We made it back before the chaos really kicked off. And at that time, it was the suggested quarantine. So we did our 2-week quarantine, and I had a friend deliver a bunch of wood so I could do some, by day I'm a general contractor. So I was doing a bunch of projects, custom carpentry. And he brought some live edge pieces, and it got us going, making a few pieces, and it really hit off, and we really enjoyed doing it. And it's a lot of fun and creative. And
Yeah, well, during quarantine, we had to kind of improvise on our date nights. So we both really love charcuterie ourselves and do it often. So we kind of put our passion for charcuterie into some fun woodworking, and that's kind of our date night.
That's awesome. Such a great example of how people can, find positives in this time when a lot of people are kind of depressed and stuck. And you're a perfect example of how to, find the silver lining and make something beautiful out of it. And
Yes, exactly.
So you're going to make sure that we have contact information in the comments. And is there anything else that you want to tell people about what you do?
We also have our own line of board butter. I kind of showed it at the beginning.
Yeah.
We sell those in a 2-ounce and a 5-ounce pot. Those are used to treat your boards. So they come treated. We bath them in mineral oil, and then we make the board butter here in house.
Yeah.
And they all get coated with that. Just seal them up.
So
And then, every 4 or 5 uses. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, every 4 or 5 uses you want to reapply. So ours is food safe mineral oil. It's local beeswax and organic coconut oil. And then we do offer vegan options where we just basically use mineral oil if you're vegan or have any allergies to coconut or whatnot. I think that's about it. We are getting pretty busy for Christmas. We do have room for a couple more orders, but it's filling up. But if you are interested in a Christmas board, hit us up please today. And a New Year's board, we can still facilitate for the next couple weeks.
Well,
thank you so much, Gail, for having us on.
I absolutely love what you do, and I'm so happy you were able to come on today. And I love all your beautiful children too.
Thanks so much.
All right, you make good stuff across the board.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
See you.
All right. If you are stuck for ideas for gifts you want to get for people, this is where you should go, because Devon and Deandra have such a great talent for what they do. Creative, and just gives me chills just thinking about how beautiful their stuff is. And it's good for anybody. Everybody can use one of those. Okay, and they customize them, so it's just, Anyway, we'll hopefully have them on again and see some more stuff. But now we're going to the Did You Know section. Official home. Did you know most Canadians know the significance of 24 Sussex Drive in the country's capital of Ottawa, Ontario? It is the official residence of Canada's Prime Minister. And if you know some other official residences of people around the world, of leaders around the world, drop them in the comments. Show your stuff, your smarts. Celebrities. Did you know American movie director Quentin Tarantino has had many successful films, including 2019's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? His birth father, Tony Tarantino, is an actor and a musician. And red rash. Did you know those who have had chickenpox as a child are at risk for a condition called shingles later in life? Although treatable, it causes a painful rash. Shingles is caused by the chickenpox virus, varicella zoster. That I did not know the official name for that. Let's go on. Popular seed. Did you know quinoa? Oh, when I first saw this word, I pronounced it quinoa. Quinoa. So figures. Then I learned pronounced quinoa is becoming a popular ingredient in salads and soups. A grain crop. It is grown for its seeds, which are edible. Quinoa is gluten-free and can be white, red, or black. Now, the interesting thing is there's a lot of controversy about quinoa because the increased production has and demand for quinoa has caused some controversy on how it's affecting the people that grow it. So, but it is delicious. And I just recently had a quinoa chocolate treats. They were so good. Trunk snouts. Did you know? Seals are marine mammals that live in different areas of the world, both in polar and tropical waters. The largest species of is the southern elephant seal. Its name comes from the appearance of its snout, which resembles a trunk. All righty. So we have another guest with us right now who's going to help us with understanding the importance of how we can protect ourselves for our future and our family's future. So here we're going to bring in, if I've got this right, yes, Paul Shebb. Welcome to the show. Can I say something? See if I can hear you.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes,
there you are. There you are.
Excellent.
So I've already said who you are. Tell us what you do and why you do it and why it's important for everybody.
Okay. Well, there we go. Yeah, there's many things that you can do when you're with sunlight. And in a given day, it can span across any forms of life insurance, health insurance, disability insurance. It could also go into group benefits and employees protections, and of course, looking at the owner's benefits towards offering the group to their employees and all the positive rewards that come from that. And then, especially ever since February-ish, it's about investments. And everyone has been looking closer than ever at their money, their savings, their performance in their investments, and of course, making the right decisions. So that is your average day in the life of a Sun Life advisor.
So you are with Sun Life Financial.
Correct.
Right? And there are a lot of different financial companies. What is it about Sun Life that you think is maybe better than others, or that stands out for you? Why would you choose to be with Sun Life as opposed to any of the other ones? There must be something special that resonates with you.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not going to backstab
Oh, no.
everyone else in the profession. There are lots of advisors in the country and, of course, the world, and lots of insurance companies. I am very proud of Sun Life. I'll try not to show too much bias, but
that's
the
okay.
oldest insurance company in the country. The oldest insurance company in the country.
Really?
The largest insurance company in the country. It's got lots of history. I grew up in Montreal, and with that said, of course, the iconic head office Sun Life building downtown Montreal is something you almost, I mean, if you live downtown, you would see every day. But it was a very, very proud piece of the downtown sector. And every Montrealer knows that building. So that's embedded in the back of your head. But then of course, I was impressed by a number of very influential people in the company. And it was pretty clear when I made a life decision to concentrate, my future with Sunlight. All my life experience, having owned many, many businesses in the past and employed many employees, this aligned all the stars for me where I could help a lot of people and a lot of different kinds of people, not just affluent, not just business owners. Of course, I can help all working class, but the unemployed, there's many, many, and I've had hands-on experience with all of them throughout my life anyway. So here we are adding an expertise with all the added education that comes from joining a company such as Sunlight. I'm not going to pretend that's the only company that licenses, certifies, and requires all kinds of designations to be a part of. But with all that, under that umbrella, gives me the chance to help and work with many.
Now, we see a lot of GoFundMe's and things like that for people who whose family didn't plan ahead, or the person didn't plan ahead. What do you have to say for people that may want to have a conversation with their family? And I mean, even young people, right? So tell us about that challenge.
Yes, for example, if I had an outgoing or motivated advisor when I was a kid, things would, of course, only been better. And so you try to make that impression on, if it's the parent, of course, who eventually heads that down or imposes it on the child, is all about planning and starting early. The definition of insurance, no one knows what's going to happen in general in life, but planning for it, all the what ifs. You've heard me say this before, and there's very large general topics that are all connected, and as long as everyone understands they are connected, you can plan on those topics: your health, your wealth, and your life, and they're all woven together. And if people think they're separate and they're not connected, they're fooling themselves. So if something happens to your health, it will affect your longevity and quality of life. If something happened to your life, certainly it will affect your health permanently, and of course the quality of life. If something happened to your wealth, or rather you didn't save enough, it will affect your health down the road and quality of life and lifespan and longevity. So what if something happened to your health? I'd make recommendations. What if something happened to your life? Of course, very, very finite. I would be making strong suggestions to plan for. And what if you didn't save enough? Or how do you save enough? And where do you save? Here's also where I make suggestions. And if we've got all those what ifs connected, or rather answered, you can go on your merry way. Things can happen, life happens, but to be prepared for it. And it's not chaos.
I was just speaking with a young person, 22 years old, and they're in school for a tech trade. And when I asked about, life insurance, because the job he plans on going into is, potentially dangerous. And talking about life insurance, he said, "Oh, I can't afford that now. I have to wait till I have a full-time job." What would you say to that person?
Yes. Okay. So you did pick one of those things that are they get to me. First of all, we're not getting younger. Secondly, we're not getting healthier. Sorry to tell you. So, and that's a very general topic, or rather chronic, but that's the truth. So, heaven forbid that young person got some kind of insurance when they were young. they'll never get that pricing again because they're never going to need 18, 19, 20, 25 again.
Yeah.
That's a rate that you would want to lock in. Can you afford to lock that in a permanent life policy? Debatable, but you could at least lock in your insurability when you're young in form of a term policy. Term is known as a very, very affordable version of life insurance as opposed to permanent. Term will continue to go up over periods of time. Permanent never goes up. It also never expires. That's why you pay more for it. Anyway, if you lock in your insurability, you do your application, you got term, you can convert it to permanent anytime medical questions asked.
Wonderful.
So at least that's one concern out of the way because things happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got this, and the doctors found out I've got this abnormal murmur. Or I found this and not sure what it is, and there's more testing. Or. Oops, I lost the earbud. And and you can at least get the medical side taken care of. And then decide, hey, I've got $250,000 term insurance. Paul, can we convert 25 of it to perm now? And boom, you locked in your 20-year-old rate.
Yeah.
Or your 25-year-old rate. Hey, Paul, in another 5-10 years, can we lock in or convert another 25 or 50,000 of my term to perm? Absolutely. You just locked it in. Now you're 25, got the 30-year-old's rate. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you, those permanent rates are a lot more affordable than a 50-year-old's permanent rate or 60-year-old or later when life and reality and real world start to sink in and you realize I don't have anything for my final expenses or for my legacy or even my tax liability. Many business people have to think like that too, knowing that they're going to be leaving with a big tax bill. It's going to take this massive chunk out of my life's work and life savings. Why didn't I get a life insurance policy to pay or help pay for that liability? My offspring and legacy would get more that way. Pennies on the dollar is one way to look at it. Yeah, insurance is going to cost something. If you look at your tax bill on your deathbed versus the insurance bill, trust me, the insurance bill is going to be a lot less than the tax bill, and that bill's coming.
Oh, sadly, for all of us.
Well, it'll pick me up to the wind up of your show.
Yeah, that's okay, because you're going to tell us your wonderful tagline.
Life's brighter under the sun.
That's right. And you need to call Paul Sheb from Sun Life Financial. So thank you, Paul, for joining us, me, and letting us know what you do. And hopefully people, make sure your contact information is in the comments on any of the 4 platforms that we're streaming to. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. So I'll make sure that gets spread out. If you put it on one of them, I'll share it to the others. Thank you so much, Paul, and great to see you. We'll see you again soon. Bye. So don't leave it too long. Get it while you're young. Take advantage of your youth and your health and all those things that are in your in your benefits right now that you have that are pluses for you. Get rates locked in when you're young. Shop around, talk to different people, but first talk to Paul. All right, now we are going to read a little bit, the last bits of the coffee news, of course. All right. Yes, I had insurance when I was younger, and I don't know, I have no idea, but it really didn't turn out to be anything. And I think I pulled out the cash values so that I could buy my first house, which was really stupid. So if you're thinking about using it and because you have it or your parents got you a thing and you want to use that money, access it, don't do it. All right. So now we're going to go to the fun part. Coffee news is all fun, don't you think? The lighter side. What is the best way to talk to a tarantula? Long distance. Graffiti. This life is a test. It is only a test. Had this been an actual life, you would have received instructions. Builders built buildings the way lawyers write laws. The first woodpecker to come along would destroy civilization, except